Americans love the idea of self-made people, so it shouldn't be too surprising that the American Psychological Association begins one of its articles on the topic of self-control with the question, what is the key to health, wealth, and success? According to this article, self-control is the capacity to override an impulse in order to respond appropriately. And the first example given is that we use self-control when we eat carrots instead of Krispy Kreme donuts. In modern academic discussion, as in popular understanding, self-control has mostly to do with, well, the self. But this isn't just some trendy idea in American pop psychology. At least as far back as the ancient Hebrews, self-control was considered a virtue. Those who practiced it were seen to possess wisdom, and those who failed to practice it destined for folly. A person without self-control is like a breached city, concludes the sage of Proverbs 25. The first Christians had a lot to say about self-control, too. Most famously, the Apostle Paul lists it among the fruit of the Spirit. So along with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faith, charity, self-control is an outward sign of our inward renewal in Christ. Is Paul really talking about the same self-control we are? The key to health, wealth, and success, a fruit of the Spirit? Surely the self-made life and the Spirit-made life are not the same life. Does Paul think that faithful Christians will really override our impulse to eat donuts for nobler endeavors which promise personal spiritual rewards? I think not. Thankfully, Paul provides us with his own definition of self-control, and it is different from ours. You were called to freedom, he says. Just don't let your freedom become an opportunity to indulge selfish impulses, but rather serve each other through love. For the whole law is fulfilled in a single sentence: love your neighbor as yourself. Rather than controlling impulses for the sake of personal gain, Paul understands self-control as controlling selfishness, that is, controlling the pursuit of personal gain, for the sake of loving service to others. As we celebrate Palm Sunday and the beginning of Holy Week, we are reminded that Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem was really a parody of the controlling powers of his day. That donkey ride we ironically call triumphant was not a conquest of worldly power, but a surrendering of the self that all the world's victims might be healed and all its captives set free. Who knew that staying home from church could be a way to love your neighbor, much less a fruit of the Spirit and a faithful path on which we follow Jesus? We'll see you Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Zoom. Peace be with you.